take a look at our brickety brackets. You can walk us through the night, which has been so crazy.
Ooh, that's right,
What has
TopNotch
been
and
happening?
B-rad. These are our finalists, again, playing for not only the chance to move on to the arena battles, but $2,000. Again, just a quick reminder, after the arena battles, we'll be going into the crown duels, $15,000 out of a $100,000 prize pool, and a chance to go visit Supercell HQ in Helsinki.
Oh my gosh.
The meta. It's a circle. It's a full circle. Let's look at these decks because guess what? You're seeing not one, but two.
Expo! We are back.
We're back.
There is
It only took 12 coronation days, 13 coronation days to come back.
I'm just going to go take a nap right
We
now.
had an Expo finals in the very first coronation day, and here we are. It's not all Expo like the first one, but the more things change, the more they stay the same. TopNotch, a member of Reddit Alpha, is in the finals with an Expo deck.
Hey, we're back again. Everything's evened out.
My
All right.
mind is blown.
B-rad is the player to watch right now as far as Rainy is concerned. Rumham, do you agree?
I'm looking at that wall. There are 6 members of Reddit Alpha on that coronation day victory wall. Of the arena battles,
6 out of 12.
it's not
That's half.
unthinkable that
That is
50%, you know what I mean, are going to be Reddit Alpha members. So I gotta lean towards TopNotch here. The other decks are very interesting. You've got that Prince Hog Rider Barbarian Hut deck that I think is going to be really strong against B-rad's Expo, but I don't think it's going to be very good against B-rad's Princess Minor control deck.
We got a good balance.
So there's a little, there's going to be a little jockeying for position. Of course, the finals are a best of 5.
Right.
So they're going to play first to 3 wins, and each player has to win once with each deck, but may win twice with one deck. And it'll be interesting to see which deck they opt to use.
Yeah, and so now one of the things that I did kind of miss about watching the Expos go head-to-head is we talked about being such a chess match. Like you really got to be thinking like 2, 3, 5, 8 steps ahead of your opponent. Which card is he going to play? When am I going to play this? So if we do get to see that, which potentially we have a great chance to see that head-to-head, we will check it out. But right now, our first game of the finals is underway. TopNotch versus B-rad. Canadian versus Reddit Alpha. One of these two members going home with $2,000 and going on to the arena battles.
Who's it going to be?
And both of them open up with their non-Expo decks, looking to try to pull off a slick victory. Oh, one guard locks on!
Guards do a lot of damage.
They're more than a skeleton.
Yes.
They're super
Every
skellies.
single chumpy troop does a lot of damage.
Yes.
Never want them to just swing on your tower. It's the rule of Clash Royale. That's the rule of the duel.
Yep. Remember that commercial.
Whoa.
Anything goes in the goblin huts, and don't let skeletons touch your tower.
He says it real quick at the end if you go back and listen to it.
Now here's the reason why I'm not super certain about this deck, TopNotch's Barbarian Hut deck, against this minor deck, Princess. I mean, it all comes down to Princess. You almost have to fireball her or something or distract her with the ice golem. I'm not exactly sure what the goal is, but you can't just let the barbarians or a clumped up group of small troops walk at her like this, because you're going to feel real bad.
It's like log is the answer, and we said such a good answer.
Another one's going to come
2 for
down.
3.
Ooh, the archer is going to get a good amount of shots off, but now there's another princess that you have to deal with in log cycle.
Yeah, I think you just have to, you either have to log her or fireball her every single time.
I mean, not that TopNotch is running a spawner deck at all, but he does have Barbarian Hut. And I ever play spawner. Oh, one man. Yeah. He's solo. He kicked it. No.
I don't think you'd have to answer that. Like, I think B-rad was at 10, that's why. I was wondering, I was like, why would you even play that card? But I get it.
Wow, the timing was good. I thought it was a little bit too late, but the miner does end up taking.
Little shadows. They're always a little behind where you think they are.
Wow, that's a great fireball.
Yeah, definitely. And he almost took out, I mean, that's a 7 elixir building that between the Mega Minion and the Fireball, granted that's also 7 elixir, but other stuff got killed. The Mega Minion was taking out some incoming attacks, and now that Barb Hut's not going to be around for long.
Gonna go away right now. There it goes, blowing up into splinters. We're now into overtime. Double elixir has hit. Head in. Red. Bottom right tower.
It's a Princess Splash.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she
Moved
is.
away a little bit. Oh, guards. Guards are such a good hard counter to Prince. No matter how hard the Prince charge is, those guards are going to kill, are going to take at least 6 attacks.
Really good positioning on the miner there. Good fireball,
Once
too.
again, I don't know how many times the archers have been caught in that same position, but at least twice. Archers between the Barb Hut, the whole thing gets fireballed.
And B-rad will take that every day of the week. Thank you very much. Fireball and log being thrown out at the same time. If this goes down, and they still cannot push past the Inferno Tower. That That's a heartbreaker.
Oh, the Mega Man's
out of range. Look at that, just free damage right there. Fireball, Miner. Oh, Miner's getting pushed back.
But it's one more Fireball. You got to take this tower now. If you have any Elixir, it needs to be on the board.
Hog Rider's a great one to do.
Prince
That's a good push.
gets hit.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, the
Guards
Ice
really
Spirit.
protect.
Oh.
Ice Spirit was so key.
Well.
Defensive Miner, but he uses a Fireball defensively as well. Oh, never mind. He didn't.
Just
No,
kidding.
he used it aggressively for
got it. I
think
B-rad.
that was
picking up-
TopNotch's Fireball.
Picking up the first victory here in our finals. Again, reminder, best of 5. So don't be like, oh, B-rad's got this in the
Yeah.
bag. Anything can happen.
B-rad's got this in the bag.
You can say that.
So Sereni, you talked about the Prince a little bit. What exactly are the mechanics of his charge? I just like throw him on the board and I'm like, well, there you go.
So Prince
Let him do
starts
his
moving
thing.
at normal speed. I think he moves at medium speed initially, and he goes doo 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 doo. And after 4 tiles, he begins to charge. And
4,
once he
okay.
starts charging, he moves about as fast as a very fast troop. So he's about as fast as a Hog Rider, Lumberjack while charging. While charging, his basic attack damage is double. So he normally does half of a Barbarian's health. When he's full charging, he will one-hit
Pop it.
Barbarians. One-hit Musketeers as
Just
well.
skewer him.
Yeah, just bleh, like lances them right through the middle.
So scary.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so it's definitely a very intimidating attack. If it hits your tower, for example, you're in bad shape. However, those guards, incredible counter. The shield means that no matter how much damage you do, it just knocks the shield off. And then
No
there's
continuation.
a 100 health skeleton under that that takes another full attack. If you want to land that Prince, you're going to have to like Fire Spirit or Log Zap something the guards off the board first.
Yeah, it seems a lot easier on the ladder to get the Prince to the tower as opposed to
Oh yeah.
here.
People super know what they're doing.
People definitely got it.
Let's see.
So interesting that
That would
Brad,
be a good time to Prince on the other one.
the Hog Rider gets 2 swings. Interestingly enough, guards have been a rare picked choice now in the days of Skeleton Army. Brad happens to be one of the players picking them up, and you happen to be playing Prince against it. That's a bit of an unfortunate outcome.
Yeah, but that just shows matchups really matter. Every card, every one of the 8 cards you select are really important and can come back to have crucial decision. I mean, we saw Marcel P lose in the finals of the first Coronation Day simply because he chose Knight and Arrows over Ice Golem and Log. I mean, it came down to really just that when all was said and done.
Go. So is B-rad bringing the same deck again?
Yes,
Yes, he is. So if he wins with this now, it's out.
it is out, and then it'll be up to TopNotch to have basically a reverse sweep 3 games if he doesn't pull it out here. He is currently leading in damage on the tower, though.
Miner's gonna get probably 500. Those guards actually won't die too.
Another Fireball
Yeah.
incoming. Oh no, the Princess is just going to do it. Those Princesses are an absolute nightmare.
Another one's out.
Yeah, as soon as I mean, you almost have to be proactive with it. Like you have to Fireball or Log something, right? There's always gonna be something that comes along that you're gonna want to use a spell on it, but then the Princess comes out right afterwards. You almost, though, have to get into a cycle where you always have a spell up for the Princess and you always kill them right away. Because if you let the Princess survive, even for a couple attacks or a couple cards being played, it all comes back to haunt you because they just play another Princess as soon as you finally get around to killing it.
Yes.
Almost even. 1777, the first year that USA was a country.
What?
First full year.
I've been
Look
wanting
at
to like
that.
throw out years
Yeah, we're trying to look
all
at
night, and
1690?
I've been avoiding it.
What's
I figured
2145?
We don't want to go down that road
When Blade
again.
Runner occurred.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
The Skynet's gonna go online?
Ooh. Oh no, the Princess just walks away. Or the archer just
archer.
walks away from
Miner's
the
going full health. He's doing some good damage at the bottom left.
Especially because they were distracted early on with some of the guards.
It's what Rumham said. It's basically like a rocket that you're given for half cost.
Yeah. Oh man, that Inferno Tower.
Wow.
You see why lightning is so popular, because if you don't have lightning, what do you do? Like, what are the more common answers you see to, oh, here comes the guards are already back! The guards had just come out to defend against Hog Rider, and you think that you'd want to drop the Prince as soon as possible after, but he waited just too long. And that seems to be what's killing TopNotch in these games. He's waiting just too long to play the Prince after guards come out. He's waiting just too long to kill the Princess, then another one comes out.
So right there, TopNotch dropped an Ice Golem down. I think he tried to defend against the Miner, and I think he just misplaced it because the Miner tagged onto the tower immediately. I don't know else, would you put an Ice Golem back there for any other reason?
Yeah, I think he was trying to maybe push it out. Like if you get right in front, this might work. Oh no, the Hog Rider's actually locked in, but it's really low health here. 1, oh, only 2. Uh-oh, and that Princess probably gonna lock
that
onto some
was
splash
sassy.
damage.
Oh,
yeah.
Princess.
Hey.
The princess
Locked on
has a lot of
target.
attitude.
So that's
Here
Fireball.
comes another guards.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fireball
he's just
Miner.
trying to close out the game.
that right
Oh,
there.
the miss, the miss.
Oh,
Wow, a huge push as well on the side, but it's not going to be
Wow.
enough, and B-rad is going to pick up game number 2 here against TopNotch, but that deck is now out.
Correct.
We cannot use that deck again. What is the next deck he has to switch to?
Xbow.
Xbow.
So here's the catch. TopNotch knows that he's got Xbow.
Right.
I think he probably stays on the same deck because the deck's really good against it. I mean,
Rider.
oh yeah, you got Hog Rider, you got Barbarian Hut, you got Ice Golem,
Yep.
Fireball.
Okay.
Even if they play stuff next to the Xbow, you just Fireball the whole thing. So he's got a lot of tools to beat it. And the biggest advantage he has, though, is information. He knows it's an Xbow deck. So he's not doing anything early in the game that lets you get vulnerable to an Xbow. We see that sometimes on the ladder or in grand challenges. You don't know your
You have
opponent's
no
an Xbow.
idea.
Yeah.
You play the Golem behind your King Tower, and next thing you
Xbow.
know, you're just like, I lose. You know?
Game's over.
Got it.
All right.
So he can make sure to go out of his way to have defenses against Xbow in his hand at all times, but he's got to win at least 1 or 2 Xbow mirrors, which of course can go either way.
Yeah.
And he can only win up to twice with this Barbarian Hut deck, and we've seen that even though it's good, got weaknesses, right?
Sure. Rainey, I want to ask you a question. I don't think we actually saw it as we're getting to this next game, but in an Inferno Tower, when it's locked into a unit with a shield, it does the damage, it ramps up, the shield pops up. It's still targeting. Does that ramp up damage then go over to the actual health, or does it restart again?
It will continue to attack on its ramped up damage.
Okay.
But, for example, if
I
it's
run
ramped
Dark
up to
Prince.
doing...
I need to know that.
The shield mechanic still works, it's just that the Inferno Tower ticks so fast, it attacks so fast that it almost ignores the shield, potentially.
Oh, okay.
Fire.
Oh, poor Barbs. Yeah, walked right into some Fire Spirits and Mega Minions, but actually those 2 Barbs did great work. Now
There
see
you
if he can
go.
get out. Ooh. Ice Golem. He's needed to get out the Inferno Tower. He may not have drawn it just yet. Now he doesn't have the elixir for it on top of that.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that
Oh, wow.
knight gains so much value.
Oh, good job to actually lock down the Barbarians, which is what you'd rather have than the Hut, yeah.
Boink.
Oh.
Yeah. It is funny because it's so impressive, right? When a Expo does lock onto a tower, in my mind it's like, that does so much damage. When you see it lock onto a Barbarian, it's like no, not at all.
Yeah,
So-
it turns out towers just have very low health. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, think about this. A single giant has more than twice the hit points.
That's so mind-blowing.
A Golem definitely has 3 times the hit points, if you include the Golemites and stuff, of a single tower.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I think a full squad of Barbs has more hit points than a
Units
tower.
are the way to go.
Yeah.
Why, I mean, that's why some cards like the Ice Golem and the Knight are actually so fantastic. You essentially add a tower in front of your tower.
Right.
Throw those cards down.
All right.
See if he can get he's trying to get that Inferno Tower. He hasn't really been playing it. He's been going with the cheaper cards. Oh, the archers do lock on. Very critical. There it is. Taking the Expo down to live another day. And now that Barb Hut, for once, doesn't get shot up and can actually spawn a full length of Barbarians, I would expect to see a second Barb Hut come out by the time the next Expo is ready.
The Knight's sword lasts so long.
I'm just interested, B-rad has a Rocket in his deck, right? I feel like Rocket would be a reaction to the Barb Hut, for example.
Just rocket it.
Yeah.
I think it only does like half the health.
Or even just rocket the tower and just constantly play defense against the Barb Hut, play
Like you
center
just
expos.
play the Expo in the center
Yes.
like a defensive tower, and then all those Barb Huts aren't doing anything.
Yep.
I got a Prince.
Man, Mega Minion. There's just nothing in the deck to stop the Mega Minion.
One thing, it seems like B-rad and TopNotch are now in a kind of a cycle where B-rad is slowly losing stuff.
Yes.
How does
Although
he,
he's not really doing any, I mean, yes, Top-Notch's towers are immaculate, but at the same time, there's really not a lot of damage getting done. I mean, he's not spelling them, he's like logging maybe here and there. It looks like he got one push through early, and since then,
Wow, good Ice Golem drop. The Knight is going to try to protect all these units, pushes a lot of them back with a log, but do you have another drop? It's going to be the Mega Minion, and that Expo goes down.
oh, and the Inferno Tower is down as well.
What are
He's
their
going to draw it
final-
again. Oh, he's trying
final
to cycle. Rocket for B-rad. Top-Notch.
Oh, there's a rocket. Wow. All
Log,
right.
maybe? No.
Rocket's on
gonna say
defense
log.
there.
Yeah, I think that was his only get out of jail free card.
Fireball.
Fireball. Okay.
All right, well, again, I mean, B-rad trying to hold on because he can pick this game up. That is it. He's going to 3-0 TopNotch, $2,000
wow.
for his
Momentum really swung in favor of TopNotch and lands a big Hog Rider connection.
The key thing there was that the Prince was going so fast, he was getting pushed by the Hog before he even started charging. It actually killed the Ice Spirit before the Ice Spirit was done deploying. That stopped the Prince and Hog from being frozen and allowed the Hog Rider to get up there and actually make some swings.
Wow. Really, it does seem like TopNotch is easily able to grab momentum of this game and just slowly ramp it up and finally get damage on the tower. 2 minutes left in overtime.
Now he doesn't have an Ice Golem, so there's... Oh, he does it for the Expo. He's just really going for it. Oh, very lucky the Prince actually made it. As an avid Prince player, Prince is terrible against Expo. Prince is like the exact thing that Expo decks want to fight, because it costs 5 elixir, it only does single target damage. You know what I mean? Like, it's not very nimble. It's the perfect thing, like, oh, cool, I can put Skeleton Army or Guards in front of that, or Ice Spirit or Fire, or anything in front of it, and I can buy some time.
There we go, minute 38, and yeah, a lot of damage on the side. B-rad's towers, Fireball's going through. It looks like TopNotch is just trying to spell cycle him here. And his tower is not even really touched.
Yeah, really
It's getting out of here with pristine condition, which is not a good sign if you are B-rad looking to win and close out this tournament.
He's gonna do it again.
Deck.
You got to play this deck at least one more time, and I don't know if B-rad has found any solutions. If I'm B-rad, I think I agree with Rainey that I'm switching my deck up. I'm just playing Expos in the middle and then rocketing their tower the entire time.
Okay, all right, well, we'll see, because it looks like that is how it's going to go unless some crazy thing happens in the next 60 seconds and B-rad finds a lock-on that TopNotch just allows.
Casting Hog Rider? Like, does he need? What does he need to Fireball? You know what I mean?
Oh.
I guess now I can just Fireball for the win.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Tower goes down because in overtime, the first one to fall is it. TopNotch staying alive. He's staying in this tournament, picking up his first victory here in the finals of Coronation number 13.
We might see a situation similar to how Backstab won the Coronation, where it came down to the fact where now you have to run your Expo, right?
Yep.
How are you going to win with your Expo,
Maybe it's
it
not
being a
alive.
one-dimensional deck?
And if it comes down to an Expo mirror matchup, though, TopNotch does have the cheaper, faster deck, and he has. Well, actually, I don't know. There's a lot of good matchups in each deck because, for example, TopNotch has Ice Golem, B-rad has Knight. We've already seen that can be a big difference in it just in cost. But B-rad also has Fire Spirits to TopNotch's minions. So there are like a lot of situations where they will each kind of get each other with different counterplays. We'll see if it comes down to that in Game 5. But if I'm TopNotch, I'm sticking with this Barbarian Hut deck that has given me so much success so far.
Okay. Well, speaking of Knight, well, I really like Knight. Knight's in one of my decks. Why don't we see him more often? I think it's pretty good.
Kind of been pushed, and okay, so the main use of Knight, the main reason why people were playing Knight was as a defensive option against cards like Miner, against cheap Swarms, Goblin Barrel, that kind of stuff. And I think that with the release of Ice Golem, people would rather just save the elixir and do that instead. Oh no, Ice Golem comes to block. Oh no, Prince gets the lock instead of the Ice Golem.
Wow, really need to be careful about your positioning. Prince was down the same lane, a straight shot towards the
Oh, but it does
Expo.
connect.
Oh, wow, got the charge as well.
Love you, Prince. One of the problems about B-rad's deck here, though, is that he doesn't actually have any crappy troops to put in front of the Prince. He's just got Ice Spirit and Fire Spirit and I guess Log to knock it back, but there's no skeletons, there's no guards. Guards are only in his minor deck, but not duplicated here. So while normally Prince is kind of an albatross against Expo, it's just a bad card that's really not helping you out. It actually might be very key in this matchup because you can just play it across from an Expo and he doesn't have a lot of options to stop it.
Right now, B-rad not really doing what Randy, I think, played. See if he does kind of switch.
But perfect example, dude, play the defensive Expo in the middle because it's going to shoot the Barbarian Hut.
Oh, that's right, because it's further up in the tower.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, I don't know if B-rad maybe just isn't a super experienced Expo player if he really believes in trying to shoot it, but you can get that same solution, which is shoot the thing to death from a position where they can't really reach it easily.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that that's the winning solution here for this game. But B-rad is chugging along and now takes Hog Rider swings to tower.
And I hate to foreshadow this too, but if it's true that B-rad's not a super experienced Expo player, who do you think's going to win the mirror match? You know what I mean? I bet you that TopNotch has more experience playing Expo.
One thing I also was going to bring up too is coming here. We've talked about I think reaching out to you, Rumham. Some players were saying how they've made it to the finals And in the open qualifiers, they're just crushing it. And then the idea of being live and having that added pressure really does kind of shake them up a little bit.
I mean, think about it. They're playing 5 games right now.
There
with
it is. He's finally started to peak with the
$2,000 on the table in front of them. You know what I mean?
And a trip. And again, like I said, not many coronation days left. So if you don't make this one, your chances are very slim of coming back. And I would assume that TopNotch has a greater experience on the grand stage of tournaments than B-rad does.
Because especially, and this comes back to the clans and how important a good clan can be. I don't. There's your answer, by the way, about the Barbarian Hut versus xbow. He managed to get it out just in time. But yeah, we talk about clans a lot and like whether or not that matters. Well, TopNotch has experience playing against some of the best tournament players in the game, and that may not be true of the clan Canadian just because I'm not super familiar with them.
Sure. All right, we'll see though. B-rad did take 2 games against TopNotch. Now we're down to 7 seconds, 8:22, and still TopNotch's tower are immaculate.
And it's a smart move to go ahead and get the Barbarian Hut out early. He's going to rocket it in order to try to put it down, but that doesn't actually, it does a lot of damage, but it doesn't quite kill it. And that's 12 Elixir played in very short order, xbow into rocket, which leaves none for the troops around it. And now you're kind of back in the same position you were at.
Yeah. Go. Fireball coming out.
The only way I can see that being helpful is if the xbow can get cycled fast enough that he can drop it before the Barbarian Hut, and he might actually be going for that, but no, it's not going to happen.
That charge time.
Absolutely. Although all those support troops are really building up, the downside of a Hog Ride doesn't kill anything. So eventually, all of those troops are going to come forward on the counterattack. Oh no, Mega Minion goes the wrong way!
Oh no, go for the Knight! See the Fire Spirits. Oh, he goes to stop reach. One of the freeze coming out as well. Oh, wow.
I mean, this xbow has gained a lot of value for B-rad, but he still doesn't have cards that can survive and sustain and push across to damage TopNotch's tower. So the xbow needs to be the one tagging onto the tower. Even if it's gaining elixir value, you're not going to be able to convert that into damage onto tower.
Correct. Especially if I don't know exactly how far the fireball reaches, but I'm fairly certain that B-rad could fireball some of these xbows along with the tower. And that might just be worth doing because you're going to have to win the game at some point doing that.
Ooh, gets the Mega Minion with that fireball.
There's already a Barb Hut out from the last xbow, and here you're in trouble.
Yep, he just played the Ice Spirit, got eliminated instantly.
And Fire Spirits, those are the only 2 real cards. Now he's just going to have to block with a Knight.
Oh! Fireball, though, is going to do it for TopNotch. B-rad giving him the good game, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going into a game number 5 here at Coronation 13, the finals.
You are never out until you are out.
No, that is right.
That's for sure.
Come back. All right, so we are now going to have our xbow mirror matchup. We're going to have that chess game, right? We're going to have the Bobby Fishers.
What could this look like? How could this go?
I think if you have xbow in your opening hand, I don't know if you actually go for it because they both have Inferno Tower, and if you go quick xbow and they've got an Inferno Tower, you're really far behind because that Inferno Tower is going to kill your xbow and survive, and they can set up their xbow immediately after and have an Inferno Tower just sitting there already helping out.
Woo! So one of the things I do remember that we saw when this happened was we saw a lot of those. It's called leapfrogging of xbows, where like you'd play one defensively and then you play one aggressively. You play one defensively. Do you think we're going to see that here?
Not from B-rad.
Yeah.
If the past is any indication, probably not from B-rad, just because we didn't see him play a defensive xbow once.
Yeah.
And it seemed like there have been a lot of good opportunities to do so.
All right, well, this is going to decide it. Clashers and Clash Ants, it is 2-2 here. One of these 2 members is going to be moving on $2,000. A ticket to the arena battles will be TopNotch representing Red and Alpha, or it'll be B-rad representing Canadian.
And it turns out he didn't have it, so here we see the defensive xbow out of TopNotch because he doesn't have the Inferno Tower, so you just got to, all right, like, I'm going to play my own xbow in the middle. That's effectively the same thing as playing an Inferno Tower, except obviously, it survives but doesn't really kill anything. I don't think B-rad will play anything that makes this xbow relevant. Yeah. But either way, that's a good counter. It's a 6 for 6, you survive. Certainly better than taking 1,000 damage on your tower.
Yep, don't want that.
B-rad, I think, has a better chance of closing out the game because he's got Rocket. So if they ever get to a situation where it's like, oh, a minute left in overtime, 1,000 health left on each tower, B-rad only needs to pull off 2 rockets compared to the several fireballs of TopNotch.
So the question...
Oops. That's not in range.
Oh, no. All right, well, good expo there for B-rad. A little slip up there.
Oh, it is. Never mind. My bad.
All right, TopNotch.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Rumhead.
So one of the questions I was going to have is, if someone, so 6 for 6, right? You've got the expo place down. If B-rad rockets, is the travel time of rocket going to hit that expo before it activates?
It can, but it won't kill the Expo. If you remember, think all the way back to, I want to say, Coronation Day 3 or so, there was, if you go back and rewatch it, there was, oh no, it's locked on! Now this might lock on as well.
Oh, wow. Look at this, the training going on. It looks like TopNotch is just a little bit ahead there of B-rad from some previous damage. The thumbs up given a Mega Minion come to support, but it might be going down. There's a little defensive one, and it looks
the
like,
Fire Spirits, it lives!
Oh no, wow, that's amazing for TopNotch. He actually takes down B-rad. B-rad, unfortunately, was not able to take down TopNotch.
But don't forget, this is where Rocket comes into play.
Sure, yeah.
But speaking of the defensive Expo, now TopNotch is switching to that. No, he's not, he's going for it!
He's going aggressive right off the bat. He's going to try and knock it back. Oh, there it is. The double lock-on. Look at this.
The Ice Golem.
Oh, my goodness. Knight making it all the way through. A lot of damage going over both these players. Expos,
this
ladies and
feels
gentlemen.
like deja vu.
Expos. I've never seen a more exciting Expo match in my life.
And it's actually locked on for a couple shots.
So many Expos.
TopNotch just not letting B-rad have a single moment here. 30 seconds left. Rainey, what can B-rad do?
Oh, that's right. B-rad tried to predict it. He tried to go for it, basically. Like he thought, oh no. That's crazy. He's like, all right, you want to play an Inferno Tower? Like, fine, buddy.
He's like, I can stall for 15 seconds. And that's all TopNotch needs to do. He's 10 seconds away from taking home $2,000. It locked on again. B-rad is going to be going down here in the finals with second place.
The reverse sweep.
Taking home $500, but that's it. Reddit Alpha showing why they are one of the top clans right now in Clash Royale. Congratulations to TopNotch. I think you're wrong.
What?
Okay.
Hey, you got really close.
Yeah, super close. Even in the finals.
But that comes down to knowing the matchups. I mean, here's the crazy thing. We predicted that TopNotch might turn this around and win in Game 3 when he was down 2-0.
Yeah.
Just from watching the play, just from seeing how they interact and going, you know what? I'm not sure B-rad has played a ton of Expo, and that might come back to bite him if this goes to an Expo mirror match. Sure. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, here's the thing. TopNotch, again, going up against earlier, was it Colton? No, who did he face up against? Colton in the King's Cup. Colton beats him. TopNotch showing that he also should have potentially won that, but he did win this one going on. Let's go and pull up a replay of our final match. Woo! What a game. What a game.
So many Expos.
I mean, TopNotch has been such a patient player all tournament long. After playing against Colton, 2 draws in that series. Every single game going down to the last 30 seconds.
That's true. For the first time, Barb Hut has claimed the victory.
Hey! Congratulations, Barb.
Made its debut, last Coronation Day? And today had 2 to 3 Barb Hut decks and wins it all.
The two cards that get hurt the most by the existence of a Barb Hut, Expo and Golem. And the Barb Hut ate them both up today.
To me, this was a very brave play right here, because Inferno Tower is the thing you're afraid of the most. I think if I saw that, I would have played like a center defensive Expo and just shot it from afar, but he went for it. He's like, oh, knowing that you're going to have that, I can absolutely counter it. So let's just attack into it. And he ends up taking, I think he would have taken down that tower if time didn't run out.
Yep, there it is. TopNotch. The confidence again of Reddit Alpha.
Hey! Prince also takes its first win.
Oh,
but it's debut in the Barb Hut.
Wow. That's right.
So Barb Hut and Prince get their first wins of the Coronation.
Prince debuts and goes all the way to the top. The meta changes all the time. Let's pull up the bracket as it was a crazy Coronation 13. Rumham Rainey, walk us through.
I think that TopNotch definitely earned his spot in the arena battles, just based on the fact that he played very well, he played very patiently, and really I think just took his time, assessed his options, and just played out the game how he knew would eventually lead him to victory. We saw that especially in the finals. He, despite the fact that he lost twice to B-rad's first deck, just knew that, okay, if I have to play against Expo, I know that I have winning plays, winning lines of plays, and it's up to B-rad to really make the change and come back and win it, but B-rad wasn't top-notch, right? Yeah. B-rad did not identify the line of play, could not execute that, and didn't even try to break out.
And I think, not...
That was good.
Down a game to Colton, comes back to win 2-1. Down 2 games in the finals, comes back to win 3 in a row. TopNotch has ice in his veins, just ice golems.
Stamina.
Yes, that's his pet. ice spirits run through him.
Yep,
He
yeah.
is an ice wizard. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's no
The highest
no
of
nerves.
compliments.
Right. No, just completely fine nerves. Didn't go on
Calculated.
tilt. Didn't start making misplays once he was down by 2 games. Just continued to play that consistent, smart Clash Royale and came back to win in a 3-0 sweep after being down 2-0.
I can't believe it. Well, not only is he going home with $2,000
Yeah.
and a chance to move on to the crown jewels, but he's going down in Clash history.
That's right.
Top notch. He is
Yeah.
top notch.
Yeah.
So if you want to be like top
Appropriate.
notch, go to ClashRoyaleOpen.com. And you only have 3 days left now.
3 coronations
you only have
remaining.
3 chances.
And
Look at that wall.
only one more Reddit Alpha member needs to win in order to make it half. 7! 7 now are going to be on that wall.
That's
insane.
insane.
That's it.
Insane.
All right, well there we go, Reddit Alpha. The challenge is yours. Can you get half? Can you push it past the halfway mark? But there's only 3 more days to find out. Again, our next coronation is going to be tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then we've got one on Wednesday, and finally Thursday at 8 o'clock is our final coronation day. And like you said, just 3 more remain, just 3 more champions that we are going to crown here at the Clash Royale North American Opens. I'm excited to see if it's going to be new names, if it's going to be returning players. Do you guys have any predictions? Who's a name that we've seen a lot but who hasn't quite won yet that you guys kind of really are rooting for?
That's easy. Ash YouTube.
There we go.
Ash YouTube has been in the
You're
top
right.
4,
He hasn't
4
won
to
yet.
5 times. 4 or 5 times he's been in the top 8 and has even made the finals, I think, twice, and just hasn't yet closed it out. So he's only got 3 events left, but I think he has the award for most successful, bridesmaid, basically.
So we have our player. Any other cards you think will make a comeback
Ooh.
tomorrow?
That's
Lightning,
a good
maybe?
one. I'm trying to
We didn't
think
see
of.
Lightning as much as we've been seeing it.
Yeah, 3 left. What could make its debut?
Giant Skeleton, come on, please.
Giant Skeleton's not
Oh
bad.
yeah,
Johnson,
we haven't
Sparky.
seen that at all.
Sparky.
Tornado, maybe.
Not according to you.
Not enough time for the Elite Barbarians to come out. Elite Barbarians
Yeah.
come out in 12 days or 11 days.
That's the
or
next
so.
one, the next card.
Yeah, so now be a little
Mirror.
bit for that.
Oh, I'm Mirror. You know what? More than Giant Skeleton, I really want. No, we've seen Mirror. We've
You know
seen
what's
Mirror.
interesting?
Sweet Mirror.
We haven't.
We
We
need a
hasn't won.
comeback.
As a 1. Marcel P, in the Arena Battles list, he is currently playing a Barbarian Hut Mirror spell cycle deck, where you just
Whoa.
sit back
Bring
and
it.
play Barbarian Hut and then just cast spells at their tower. So we might see that deck, and that will be a way for you to get both Barb Hut and Mirror in the same deck.
Get them all in. It's good. We're so close to spawners. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us here at the official Supercell Clash Royale North American Open broadcast out of NGE Studios. On behalf of everyone, that was Roham and Rainey.
I'm
I want
Ella.
to bring a Giant Skeleton.
Have a most ridiculous.
Hey, guys.
I'm hoping one day that you'll get our name. You'll call me
I
around.
did it. I did it last broadcast.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't even
I
know.
had to switch my hands real quick.